Take a look at the world around you. Maybe you're at your desk, holding a warm cup of coffee. You can feel its weight and you can feel its warmth. You can see the light reflecting off its surface. It feels solid. It feels, well, real. But what if I told you that its solidity, what makes it feel so real to you and to me, is a profound and elegant illusion? And the same is true for everything else. It's true for the chair that you're sitting on, for the air you're breathing, and even for the continuous sense of time that passes as you watch this video. Our common sense, the very foundation of modern science, is built on a simple, intuitive idea. We call it materialism. It's the assumption that an objective, lifeless universe exists independently of the mind that perceives it. It goes something like this. The universe is a great machine made of physical stuff, matter and energy. This stuff is governed by fixed, impersonal laws. Billions of years after the Big Bang, on at least one small planet, this matter became complex enough to form life, and eventually a brain. And out of the purely physical processes of that brain, consciousness somehow emerges. In this view, the universe was here long before us, and it'll be here long after we're gone. Consciousness is a latecomer, a temporary passenger in a fundamentally non-conscious cosmos. It's a simple and clean picture, but it's a picture with a giant gaping hole in it. That gaping hole in materialism is you, your experience. What philosophers call the hard problem of consciousness is the question of how and why non-conscious physical processes should give rise to subjective, qualitative experience. No matter how much we learn about the brain, we can't explain how electrical signals become the feeling of joy, the taste of, say, salt, or the color red. What is it like to be you? Or even a bat, as the philosopher Thomas Nagel once said. This has led some of the world's deepest thinkers, both ancient and modern, to flip the script entirely. What if consciousness isn't a mere byproduct of physical processes, but is a primary and constitutive element of reality itself? The Irish philosopher George Berkeley argued that reality is fundamentally mental, powerfully encapsulated in his famous dictum, "To be is to be perceived." The ancient school of Advaita Vedanta in India proposed that the ultimate reality is Brahman, an infinite, eternal, and unchanging pure consciousness. In these views, the physical world is not the foundation from which mind emerges, but rather an appearance or manifestation within a fundamentally conscious reality. The mystery doesn't stop with consciousness. Let's look at something even more basic: motion. It's all around us. Everywhere you look, something is in motion. Even the act of moving your head to see something in motion is motion. Over 2,000 years ago, the Greek philosopher Zeno of Elea argued that motion is a logical impossibility. Consider his arrow paradox. Imagine an arrow in flight. At any single durationless instant of time, that arrow is occupying a space exactly equal to itself. In that instant, it isn't moving, because if it were, it would need more time to do so. Since time is composed entirely of these static instants, and the arrow is motionless at every single instant, it follows that the arrow must always be motionless. But Zeno's paradox reveals a profound crack in our understanding, suggesting that our perception of smooth, continuous movement is fundamentally an illusion. If reality is consciousness, and motion is an illusion, then what is happening? Modern physics provides a stunning answer. According to our best model of reality, that being quantum field theory, or QFT, the most fundamental entities are not solid particles, but invisible fields that permeate all of space. What we call a particle, an electron and a photon, is nothing more than a localized vibration in its corresponding field. And motion? It's not a solid thing traversing empty space. It's a disturbance, a packet of vibrations propagating through its field. The particle doesn't move in the classical sense. The state of excitation in the field is what propagates from point to point. This picture maps perfectly onto the idea that actual movement is an illusion caused by vibrating particles, exciting their neighbors on down the line. A reality grounded in consciousness, an illusion of motion, a universe built on vibration. These aren't just separate weird ideas. Woven together, they form a cohesive and powerful tapestry, a worldview where the universe is a great thought or a grand computation, appearing to its own localized fragments as a dynamic display of form and movement. Now, if you're ready to question everything you think you know about the nature of reality, then hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey, because that cup of coffee on your desk might be a lot stranger and a lot more mysterious than you have ever imagined.